Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen. But yeah, that was a crazy game. But we had another crazy game happen in the 4 o'clock slate that I don't think anyone was expecting. And this one featured the return of an all-pro caliber player who had been injured for quite some time. But in this game, he went absolutely off, and that is Brock Bowers in an overtime thriller that finished in a score of 30-29 Jaguars. Brock Bowers had 12 receptions for 127 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was an absolute monster in this game. Geno Smith, 29-39, 284, 4 passing touchdowns and 1 interception. So that's probably the best game he's had in quite some time, I would say, against a Jaguars defense that's played really well. This game was really low scoring. It was 9-6 going into the fourth quarter. And then he had 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and the 2 in overtime. 1 by the Jaguars with the extra point and 1 in response with the Raiders, who went for 2 and did not get it. So a lot of very interesting moving parts in this game and what to take away. The Jaguars are now 5-3 and looking like they're kind of avoiding like the negative questions that are kind of arising around them. You know, they just lost Travis Hunter. That would seem like a massive, hit. He's on the IR, so he could be back come playoffs, but very scary. But in this game against a Raiders team that showed a lot of resiliency, that they're the ones who pull it out. They were above 50% on third down. They had a pretty ugly game in terms of penalties, which has been a common theme for them this year. 3 of 5 in the red zone, but they completely dominate time of possession, 43-26 or 27.
27, yeah.
So that is a massive difference in time of possession, nearly an entire quarter, or is that even a quarter? 43 and 27. That would be.
That's like almost 2.5 quarters right there.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it was almost the same as the Rams Saints game, where it's just a complete domination. Except this one was actually able to be close, which really shows you how many explosive plays this Jaguars defense was allowing to Brock Bowers. Ashton Genty had a nice play down in the red zone that converted for a touchdown on a little swing pass that he made a guy miss, and then cut it inside and swerved his way into the end zone. It was really fun seeing those two back on the field, and the Raiders season is effectively over. They're 2-6, and I guess we kind of knew Geno Smith was going to be a bit of a bridge guy, but you got to feel a little better moving forward about just that for the rest of this season. And then for the Jaguars, like, I don't really know if you can feel that great coming out of this game, because I know Bowers is back, but this Raiders team was nothing special at any point this season. So do you feel better about the Jaguars now? Do you feel worse? Because I think we all feel better
Oh,
about the Raiders.
yes, definitely. They're definitely better about the Raiders. It kind of shows that like the young talent is able to blossom. They're doing what they need to do. Now it's just let's build the pieces to be able to make it something. Um, but definitely for sure, my question really is it the weapons or is it T Law? And I love T Law, bro. Like I'm a Clemson guy. I'm a Clemson fan. Speaking of that, like a young guy, I'll explain that later. I found it to be funny, but Brian Thomas Jr. was not, I don't think, as effective as I thought that he was going to be
Yeah,
today.
he
He
came
what
out and went back
three
in.
receptions for, yeah, 3 receptions for 55 yards going into today. So it's like against a Raiders defense, I thought, yo, this was gonna be your comeback game. I thought this was gonna be the
Yeah,
game that was like he's back, he's flourishing, he's doing what he has to do because they had a bye last week, if I remember correctly.
yeah.
So it was just your time, and sadly it wasn't today. They did run the ball well today. I think they completely rushed them. It was like 151 yards or something like that compared to the Raiders like 70 or something like that. It was
Yeah,
yeah,
150 to
151 to
57.
57.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
So it's like you got almost 3 times the rushing yards as them, and like so ETN and
Tootin.
210. Yeah, 210.
And then even LeQuint Allen Jr. got in there, a carry for 10. T-Law, Vulture, 2 touchdowns from these running backs. They gave a carry, probably a jet sweep to Diami Brown. Yeah, they were doing Liam Cohen things today in the run
Exactly.
game.
So they were doing what needed to be done in terms of the run game, but it's like, yo, T-Law, like he is one of those quarterbacks that you look at as like a really good passer, and it's like not there today. You know what I mean? For
Mm-hmm.
for the Raiders to be for Geno Smith to outthrow T-Law today really threw me back, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because like this is not one
Right,
like
yeah,
T-Law should
and
be the
Gino hasn't
gunslinger.
done this for a while.
Exactly, 100%. So it's just it's upsetting because now I don't know whether it's the offensive scheme they have now because they were able to do it last year. So what are the things that have changed? You added Travis Hunter. I don't think he's the problem, and you added a new head coach and offensive mindset. So I feel like there's a lot of underlying rift inside the Jaguars team, but who knows? But as far as them and what I feel and what they could do, not that good. And my funny comment was gonna be, I remember when I was watching the game, what's it called, 2 weeks ago, Big Pops when it was they were in London, and I was sitting there asking myself, like, man, I haven't seen Kayvon Walker in like a hot minute. What the heck happened? And I just saw today on Instagram that this dude got like ejected. He straight up socked the freaking offensive lineman, like uppercut straight into the chin strap. And I'm like, what in the heck is
Dude,
going on here?
that
Like,
is ridiculous. Him and Allen are something that should have made this game an easy win, but that makes a lot of sense.
so yeah, so that could also like, be one of those things where, hey, could your emotions be getting you to the point where this is why the Jaguars look like that? But that it's just they should never been this close. The Raiders, they deserve the flowers really today. I feel like the Raiders took the win, even though they
Bowers is
took
a
the loss.
monster, dude. I
Yo,
have
an
him in half
absolute
PPR,
monster.
53 points right now, or a tight end premium, not half PPR. He's
Yeah.
he one of the best tight end receiving games, honestly, I've ever seen. If you really
Hmm.
think about it, 3 touchdowns, 12 receptions, and 120 yards has got to be up there for some of the best tight end performances all time. I mean, the level of play that we get from Brock Bowers, first year of his career, year 2 now, coming off a PCL sprain and doing that, I mean, is pretty insane. A level of play. What a superstar Brock Bowers is. But there's only one game left that has already occurred. We'll give a little recap or a check in of the Commanders game after we do this one, and then we'll